Hey there, Dale here with Pacific Sun Technology. So I got invited to QCells lab here in San Jose. I am super excited to be showing you the Q.HOME ESS. Now, if you haven't seen some of our other videos, we've definitely done some showcasing of this product because it's really affordable and it's a great battery backup solution. It's DC coupled, but also AC coupled for those of you that have an existing solar system. So if you have N-phase microinverters or a solar edge inverter, guess what? You can retrofit this battery backup solution to your home so you have emergency power. Now, I am invited here at QCells Lab to be able to really walk you through an example backup procedure. So that's really cool. But before I do that, I've got to ask you to subscribe to the channel. And if you're someone that lives in our area of Southern California, then visit us online to receive a hassle-free quote. I've included a link in the description below. All right, so like I said, we're at QCells Lab, and what they do here is they do some crazy testing on their products, not just their QCell inverter, this is their hybrid G1 7.6, but also on their batteries. Now there's a lot of different things going up, and this is a full example mock-up of the system, and I'm going to kind of walk you through what we have up here on the wall. So the first device that you see right here is called a transformer, and what this does is it allows for the system to create a neutral forming grid. That's really crucial for backup situations. You cannot have a backup battery system without a transformer because you need that neutral to be formed for a grid. Now if there's no grid, you have no neutral, no backup. So this is really important. A lot of battery backup solutions that are DC coupled have this integrated externally. SolarEdge does this on some of their stuff, and most of these systems where you see a 200 amp auto transfer switch has it integrated into it, like the SMA auto backup unit or Enphase's N-Power 200G. So this device is integrated into it, and it, like I said, is grid forming neutral. Next up we have the inverter, and this is a central inverter for your solar and your batteries. We also have your grid connection, which is going to be up here, and then you have your backup panel. Now there is a generator connection, but at this time that's not currently available with the Q.HOME. So, you know, as much as I'd love to see generator integration, it is a very difficult thing to integrate when you have batteries and solar. There's only like 1 or 2 manufacturers that I currently know of that are able to integrate generators, and it's more gimmicky than really it's worth. So we of course have our battery units. So these are both lithium ion, NMC, and this is a BMS, or also known as the battery management system. This has a DC disconnect that would disconnect the batteries. So what you have here, as I walk you through it, we have your grid connection. So we are simulating a current energy usage. And I'm going to shut off the air conditioner, and you're going to see the amps drop because that's built onto it. So see the amps drop. We still have a space heater on. So right now the system is producing about 800 watts worth of solar power. And you can see it's during normal operation. The batteries are at 78% fully charged. So whatever the loads are at this time in this panel, the solar is providing them, as well as the batteries. Anything in the main electrical panel would also be provided by the solar and the batteries. As the sun sets, your batteries take over and power your backup panel and then also your main panel. Any extra energy you might need that maybe the batteries or the solar can't provide, you're still getting from the grid, but maybe it's marginal. So in a grid outage scenario, what happens is this system will separate itself from the utility grid and isolate this panel to just have battery and solar backup capabilities. So, and I can simulate that, and it happens very quick. And to show you how fast it happens, we're going to really focus on the amps right now. So I have this on line 2 of the backup panel, and you're going to see the amps right now are 6.7. And that's the space heater. I'm going to crank up this space heater. Wow, we're really cranking it up. So this thing is really drawing a lot of power. And I'm going to simulate a power outage right now by just shutting off this one breaker. As you can see, the system wasn't even affected. It just continued to provide power. Nothing changed. It literally happens instantaneously. You're not going to get that with systems with an auto transfer switch. There's typically a delay in some situations. So for you, in this situation, if a power outage occurred, what's going to happen? Your lights are going to flicker. And that's it. You're going to continue to have power to your emergency loads panel. Things that you're going to back up on your emergency loads panel are going to vary. For us, when we're designing a Q.HOME system with Q-cell modules and the Q-cell batteries and the hybrid G1 inverter, we're really focusing around your essential loads. These loads are typically your kitchen, your living room, maybe a bedroom, and definitely a bathroom. You want to be able to find the bathroom during that emergency situation. Really, we look at areas where if it was an emergency, where would the family huddle together to feel safe? I feel the kitchen's a pretty good starting place. And obviously you have food and a microwave in there that you're going to want to have access to in that emergency situation. How many loads is that? Well, typically we're able to back up 6 to 10 circuits. And a circuit is a breaker. So we would be looking at a breaker. And a circuit is defined by one line, was how I would look at it. So these ones that have 2, you're looking at 2 circuits. And this is 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this is obviously what's being fed over here. So right now this panel has 6 circuits on it, but these are pretty large loads that are indicated in here. So, you know, it's all about your loads, and we balance your system to ensure you don't overload the system, because you could do that. In the event that you overload your backup system, whether it's a Q.HOME or any, the system's going to shut off, and then you don't have any backup power. So it's important to manage what your loads are during that power outage situation, but also not to go overboard and just stuff as many loads as you can in the backup panel, because then the system's just not going to work properly. A lot of homeowners don't realize how big QCell is and who actually owns them. They're owned by Hanawa, which is a huge South Korean company. I mean, they are a Fortune 500 company with over I want to say $200 billion. I mean, they're up there with LG in regards to the size of the company and how bankable they are. Now, most of QCell modules now are currently manufactured right here in the United States, which is great. You can buy products from QCell that's assembled here, and they're employing American citizens, and I find that very valuable. I'm all about brands that are creating American jobs, and QCell has done a terrific job with their modules by building one of the most state-of-the-art facilities in Dalton, Georgia. Now, I really hope I can get a chance to go out to that factory. Right now, due to the pandemic, they're not allowing anybody in besides their workers, because they want to keep them safe and they don't want to be affected by anything and have to shut down the facility. So if I do get a chance to do that, it'll be such a cool experience to really show you how much quality control they do, because they do some crazy testing during their manufacturing process, and you're not going to want to miss it. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. Now, some other stuff they do here, because we're in a lab, we're in their battery lab in San Jose, California, and we're going to kind of take a look over at some of this stuff over here. So what we have mocked up right here is a Q.HOME inverter. This is 2 years old. It's been connected. It's been one of their beta ones, I think they were testing originally before they released their current generation. And then we also have a battery over here. We have these crazy big machines. Definitely not something I'm super familiar with, but I do have a little bit of an understanding of what's going on. So this system is simulating a grid and a PV system. So it's actually providing PV power to the Q.HOME inverter over there and this inverter. And that's important because they can simulate certain situations and really troubleshoot the system before it even came to market. They did so much research and development and so much testing to ensure that when they released the product, that it was going to meet their standards that they have developed, just like their ones for their solar panels. Now, most batteries on the market come with a 10-year warranty. I haven't found a single battery that doesn't, and QCell's no exception. It comes with a 10-year warranty. What's really amazing is that the QCell batteries come with one of the best throughput warranties. Now, throughput is the amount of power a battery can output and before it reaches a certain rate of degradation. Theirs is one of the best. I don't know it off the top of my head, but I want to say it's like 56.7 megawatt hours if you had all three batteries, which is remarkable because I don't know of a single battery on the market that comes anywhere near theirs. I think the closest is around like 40 kilowatt hours or 38 megawatt hours. But needless to say, it really came down to all this rigorous testing to ensure that you are getting a quality product. Now, one thing that's really valuable here that I want to kind of talk about is in the event you had a situation occur with your Q.HOME system, maybe something stopped working. Well, you know, QCell's obviously going to cover it under warranty, but they also want to figure out if they can replicate it so it doesn't happen to someone else. With that said, if you are someone that's interested in the QCells Q.HOME ESS, then now is a great opportunity to get a quote for one. I've included a link in the description below, but for those of you that are outside of our service area, because we really only service Southern California, we service a pretty big area, Los Angeles County, Orange County, San Diego County, Riverside County, and San Bernardino County, but not everybody lives in these areas. Thankfully, we have a great partnership with QCell. Obviously, we're here at their lab, but it allows us to pass on your information if you're outside of these areas to them so they can get you in contact with a preferred certified partner of this product in your area. Now, not a lot of people are certified for this product just yet. They are working on getting it more certified, so keep that in mind, but they will help find an installer in your area so that way you can get a quote for this QCells Q.HOME ESS. It's phenomenal. Well, that's it for this week's video. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Again, if you're interested in this product, be sure to request a quote, whether you're in our area or not, because we'll get someone in contact with you. Thanks to our partnership with QCell. Thanks again. Until next time.